5 years ago, the world almost ended. The Clark comet shattered the planet, wiping out cities, oceans, and entire civilizations in a matter of hours. Billions died. The lucky ones were chosen. The unlucky ones were forgotten. Now, 5 years later, humanity is still alive, but the Earth is not healed. Deep beneath the frozen surface of Greenland, the Garrity family lives inside a massive underground survival bunker, a cold, metallic tomb built to outlast extinction itself. John Garrity, Alison Garrity, and their son Nathan, no longer a child, but not yet a man. This bunker was meant to be temporary. It became their entire world. The film opens in near silence. Long corridors stretch endlessly underground, lit by flickering white lights. Hundreds of survivors move quietly through narrow hallways, their faces tired, hollow, and aged far beyond their years. Food is rationed, water is monitored, every breath is measured. Nathan walks through the bunker, now a teenager, shaped by trauma instead of childhood. John works maintenance and scouting logistics, one of the few allowed limited surface exposure. Alison helps manage medical supply distribution. They survive the end of the world, but they are still trapped inside it. Without warning, the ground shakes. At first, it feels minor, just another tremor, something the bunker was designed to endure. But then, alarms begin to scream. Red lights flood the corridors. Engineers shout, concrete cracks. The walls groan like something ancient and angry is waking up above them. The bunker is no longer safe. Command orders an immediate evacuation to emergency transport routes. Survivors rush to grab identification bands, oxygen packs, and whatever little they own. Cold grey daylight floods in. The survivors pour out onto a bleak coastline. Ice, rock, and endless ocean stretching to the horizon. The Garritys barely make it onto a boat as the world behind them is erased. Hours later, the sea is calm again, as if nothing happened. The lifeboat drifts with only a handful of survivors aboard. No engines, limited supplies, no clear destination. Everyone understands the truth. Greenland is gone. The bunker is gone, and humanity is running out of places to hide. The boat eventually reaches the shattered coastline near Liverpool, England. Ruined buildings loom in the distance, half collapsed and abandoned. Smoke rises from somewhere inland. Survivors rush toward what appears to be a military-controlled bunker entrance. Soldiers shout orders. Credentials are demanded. Then, disaster. Someone loses their identification band. Security protocols trigger instantly. Weapons are raised. A single gunshot rings out. Chaos explodes. People scream. Soldiers fire. Innocents fall. John realizes what's happening before it's too late. He pulls Alison and Nathan away from the crowd. They run. They meet Obi, a driver with a functioning vehicle who agrees to help them travel away from the coast. For the first time since Greenland fell, they are moving forward. But the sky darkens, and the earth reminds them it is still angry. At night, as they rest in a wooded area, the ground begins to glow. A low rumble builds overhead. Then streaks of fire tear across the sky. A meteor shower. Trees explode into splinters. The vehicle, Obi, is killed instantly. Silence returns. Another life lost to a world that refuses mercy. The Garritys move on. Again, they reach London, or what's left of it. Here they find temporary shelter with an old contact, Mackenzie. It's here that Alison notices something wrong with John. He's coughing, weak, disoriented. Dr. Amina confirms it, radiation sickness. John was exposed during previous surface missions in Greenland. It's progressing, and there is no cure. John hears the diagnosis. He says nothing, because stopping now would mean dying for nothing. The Garrity family survived extinction. They survived the bunker's collapse. They survived the ocean. But now the most dangerous journey begins: migration. Morning comes quietly in the ruins of London. Grey whispers of a place far to the south, a massive impact crater where the atmosphere has stabilized, where radiation storms don't reach, where life might actually grow again. Southern France. It's a long way, and John may not survive the journey, but staying here means certain death. So they leave. The group moves cautiously through the countryside. Abandoned villages, burned out vehicles, empty homes frozen in time. John pushes forward, hiding his pain. As they pass through a narrow stretch of road surrounded by trees, everything goes wrong. Chaos explodes in seconds. John fights with everything he has left. Raw instinct, rage, desperation. He tackles one attacker to the ground. Alison shields Nathan. Dr. Amina tries to help. A shot rings out. She collapses. The attackers flee. Dr. Amina is dead. They bury her beneath the trees. No prayers, just tears, and then they move on. Days later, they reach what was once the English Channel, but the ocean is gone. Where water once separated nations, there is now a vast, dry wasteland, cracked earth, rusted shipwrecks, and skeletal remains of bridges swallowed by time. Wind screams through the open expanse like a warning. Groups of survivors gather, preparing to cross. The journey is deadly. Strong winds knock people down. Dust storms blind them. Some are swept away into the emptiness, never to be seen again. John nearly collapses halfway through. Nathan helps support him. Father and son, roles reversed. They reach the other side, friends, barely alive. In Calais, they meet Denis Laurent. He isn't armed, he isn't hostile. He offers food, shelter. kindness, something rare in this world. Dennis introduces them to his family, his wife Julia confined to a wheelchair, and their young daughter, Camille. For a brief moment, the world feels normal again. Nathan and Camille talk, laugh, share stories of the world before the sky fell. Dennis explains the truth. He and Julia cannot make the journey south. Julia's condition makes it impossible, but Camille can. Dennis asks the unthinkable. He asks the Garritys to take his daughter with them, to give her a chance at a future. Allison hesitates. John understands. They agree. With Camille now traveling with them, the group heads deeper into France. The land changes. Scars of war appear everywhere. Burnt tanks, trenches, bodies left unburied. They are approaching the crater region, and it is being fiercely defended. Humanity is fighting over the last safe place on Earth. Explosions shake the ground. Gunfire echoes across the fields. They reach a military checkpoint, only to find the commanding officer dead. Chaos reigns. Soldiers argue. Orders are unclear. John steps forward, weak but determined. He speaks, not as a soldier, not as a hero, but as a father who has already lost everything except the people behind him. His words break through the fear. The soldiers let them pass. They board a transport vehicle with other survivors, all heading toward the crater. Hope is close now, but danger isn't finished. The bus is stopped by armed insurgents. Everyone is forced out. Tension hangs thick in the air. John realizes what must happen. He turns to Allison, to Nathan, to Camille, and he steps forward. Gunfire erupts again. John fights one last time. He is shot in the abdomen. He collapses, but the insurgents are driven back. The path is cleared. John is bleeding badly. Allison holds him. Nathan cries. They carry him forward, toward the crater, toward hope. John Garrity has given everything, his strength, his body, his future. And now, with the crater finally in sight, the journey demands its final price.